Mike Carnell is good morning to you in San Antonio, Texas, and here I am in India. It's dinner time for me, and as usual, breakfast time. I probably had your cereal. So, so let's do the standard work. And this is you're on Dr. M's lounge. Uh, Nothing is served over here. So here we go. We are on the eighth episode. As a matter of fact, the ninth episode is coming before the eighth episode. That's what happens on Dr. M's Lounge sometimes. So it doesn't matter. So, and you're going to talk about the lethargy or back to basic. Honestly, Mike, I really don't know what. I know the lethargy part of it, but I don't know what is basics. We're going to talk to us about it, and we're going to move around it. And well, you're the founder and the president and CEO, and something is holding me back over here. Okay, of CS International LP and partner of Black Swan Response, founder, president, and CEO of Six Sigma Application. You're internationally recognized as a thought leader. I mean, catch me. I know you with respect to the thought leader because we have done a couple of episodes together, and a serial entrepreneur, author, educator, consultant in the areas of continuous sustainable improvement. I could have gone on and on and on, but what I wanted to congratulate you on is this consistency of yours, in your own words, is that you just finished the 25th consecutive year of writing an article for American Society for Quality, Quality Progress. 25 was your goal. You call it the bucket list.
Yes.
And congratulations that you feel accomplished and really proud of your dedication and your focus. Thank you very much. And we are much ahead of time. It was over 2 years ago, 3 years ago, to be frank, we started talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc. And we started, you were a fan of Eagle, you're still a fan of Eagle, and we started off Cadence the Life on the Fast Lane. We did 3 parts, and there we tested each other's patience. I think it was 3 segments, which we took nearly 4 hours sitting together and recording it. And thank you very much for the patience that you showed. And then we presented a paper on Gerard's Virtual Summit in 2022. And there again, we were talking about lean thinking, synchronicity with the cadence of technology interface. And people have started talking about it now with artificial intelligence, etc. We should have pressed the accelerator a little more, but doesn't matter. We will do it at any point of time. AI is not going to go away. So, but then the whole issue that I have and we have is talk to us as a prelude, give us a teaser, because I don't understand what is back to basics. Mike, over to you. Take your time.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate when we first started, like you were talking about, I appreciate when we first started because I couldn't figure out how to make it an hour-long presentation. Everybody was trying to get us to do, 8 to 10 minute segments. We were going to do an hour. I couldn't figure out how to make an hour. You were willing to go 3 1-hour sessions when nobody else was doing. It's almost in the standard with Joe Rogan's experience. Now everybody wants to do 3 hours. So you're very, very flexible, when we first started doing this. We were out there on the edge. We were doing 3 hours of discussion. We were talking about AI. And the important part is we were about 18 months ahead of a chat GPT when we did that. And so we were talking about AI. I think everybody kind of thought maybe we were a little bit nuts. We touched on quantum computers, and now we're looking at, everybody kind of backed away and said, AI, yeah, we've heard about it. Nobody really got into it, and then there's that other thing that says, okay, this of AI is run by quantum computers. And now we're looking at quantum computers being commercially available by 2025.
Mhm.
Uh, this thing, we were a little on the edge with time on the conference, topics of discussion. So yeah, you let me get out on the edge and you came out there with me. So been a strong believer. And if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. So yeah, you let us out there and we did a pretty good job with it, I think. Now everybody's catching up to us. We got to figure out how to get out ahead of this. Anyhow, so what are we talking about with back to the basics? You hear it all the time, okay? And it's something that came to prominence, it was around for years, but it really came to prominence in the mid 70s. You can see the usage increase. Uh, but it's something people just say, and it's like anything else. There's what people say and there's what people hear. And so we've kind of been trained, of what people mean when they say back to basics. And then there's always the reality that goes with it. It's like, okay, somebody said it, somebody understood it, and then what does it end up meaning? And that's where the issue really becomes, and it didn't really seem like that big a deal to me. I was like everybody else. Somebody said, okay, we're doing back to basics, and I'm okay with that. But then I'm not a basketball fan. I'll be honest with you. I don't really know much about it. I mean, they're all complicated. I put the ball through the hoop, of course, score points, but there are more complicated views of it. But I read this article about Kobe Bryant, and I am a Kobe Bryant fan. And it talked about him practicing the basics, even as great a basketball player as he was. He started out every day practicing the basics. Uh, and then it starts to mean something, it's that thing that triggers you and makes you think about it. And so I've been thinking about it and kind of looking at it from different perspectives and really trying to figure out exactly what it means, and again, as we were just talking a few minutes ago, uh, it's even triggered I'm still thinking about it, and in my conversations with you, it's probably made me start to think about it even in a different context because, we're evolving very, very quickly. And so you kind of look at it right now and you're going, okay, if this thing is a basic, if it's a foundation, how can we actually leave it behind? So that's kind of where I want to go with the discussion is, what are basics? How do we document them? How do we make sure people understand them? And how do we leave them? You know, I mean, if you got one of the greatest basketball players of all time, I don't want to say the greatest, okay, because then you start that conversation about who's the greatest, who isn't. But he's certainly, probably one of the greatest basketball players of all time, who in the height of his career is still practicing the basics at 4 a.m. in the gym every day. Uh, he understands what he's doing, right? And so I wonder how much of us understand the basics of what we do within that same context. And so that's the conversation I'm hoping we're going to have when we do the podcast. So anyhow, that's where I want to go, and we'll have to see how this all works out.
Sure, it'll work out. And what we're looking forward in the event, as you said, is hopefully we get a good operational definition and parameters which will define what is back to basic. Thank you very much, Mike, and looking forward to the event. Take care and
Uh,
stay blessed.